Today I'm putting the gas tank in. I couldn't use the stock one that went behind the seat because it was galvanized, and that's no good for diesel. So I saved the Isuzu tank, and it's going to go right here. I'm going to cut out 4 1.5 inch strips of 1/4 inch plate, and it's going to go right here, and then in the next one over, and then in 2 of the channels back there, and those are going to be 21 inches long and tie into that support and that support. And then I'm going to weld these to those strips, and then I'll get 2 bolts up there, 2 bolts back there, and same on the other side. So that ought to mount this tank back here pretty nice. Alright, so I got these guys tacked up. These pieces sit in the ridges in the bed, and I drilled holes, and these bolts will go through a couple supports. Those 2 supports that I showed underneath the bed, and then some gussets in the front and back to keep it strong. So it's all just tacked together right now. I'll go and weld it up and bolt it in. Alright, so I just finished welding these up. It's a trusty old stick welder. Just put a bead there, there, and right there, and then tack that part in the center. And I think that'll be strong enough to hold the gas tank from sliding forward or going back when it's all bolted in. This will just be a temporary deal anyway, since I'd rather have a tank that mounts under the bed, but should last for as long as I need it. Alright, so the tank's mounted in there, nice and solid, all bolted in, and I started running fuel lines there and there. Come down there. There's the water separator, and then they go back up to the front. Nothing's been like strapped in yet, it's all just routed. And yep. Oh. Alright, so I've gotten quite a bit done since the last video. Got the passenger side transmission line, hard line made and routed through the frame. You can see right here, goes through the frame and then out the front. I just used the stock metric fittings and then the hoses and just made new hard lines for it. I'm waiting for a special, see if I can get my hands on a special adapter for the driver's side, which is pretty elusive. So you might notice this, my Hydro Boost master cylinder, and yeah, it's pretty close to the turbo. So I'm going to have to put a heat shield in between the 2. And then the turbo is really close to the firewall. I ordered a Cobra 90-degree adapter, so we'll see if that fits. If that doesn't fit, I'll have to do something else. I ordered a brake pedal relocator by Industrial Chassis. See, there's the brake pedal. It moves the pivot over, or the arm over, so that way the Hydro Boost can clear the turbo. So that works pretty good. Pretty happy with that. Not too expensive. Got the shifter mounted. So that's pretty cool. Right now I'm working on the throttle. It's gonna sit right there just like that. And I'll use the original mounting holes right here. And then I'll have to drill a hole in this bracket, or maybe I can mount the top side to the dash, that tab. So that's what I'm doing today. And then all I have left is everything else. Got the driver's side transmission line, that'll be the first thing. As soon as I can figure out what I'm going to do with the adapter, and then plumbing the lines for the hydro boost, and then the air intake. I think I'm going to try to use the stock air filter monstrosity. It's pretty big, so maybe I can cut the fender and the whole thing can just kind of sit right here. Or maybe I can mount on the other side somewhere. We'll see. And then I gotta do all the electrical, which will be a lot of fun. So, what I got going on right now, this is the beginning of a little tab that'll mount the gas pedal. Because you can see, here's the original thing, and obviously I'm not going to be using this, and this is aluminum, so I can't weld on it if I already cut that off to use that. So I'm just going to make my own. Then I can put this on the inside of the cab and then weld the gas pedal, the bottom of it to this, bolts it in, and then I can worry about the top part. So that's what I'm working on right now. Alright, so I got in the hose to do the driver's side right here. I just got 5 feet of this hydraulic line. Where did it go? Yeah, this stuff right here. Cut it and put these ends on JIC fittings. This is 100 R2 S SAE hydraulic line, $1.50 a foot. It's just the cheapest thing that was on the website I was at, discount hydraulic fittings, or discounthydraulichose.com or something like that. And it's rated for 4,700 PSI, and I feel like my transmission cooler is only going to be around 3,500 PSI, so it should be good. Just kidding. But so here's the front hose going to the radiator. And then I got the fittings off of eBay for the hydro boost right here. And I was just straightening out the 3/8 steel tubing because I was going to route that tomorrow. It's a little bit windy outside, but I'll show where I'm at on the truck. So, oops. I'm pretty excited about this right here. Look at that. Starting to put it back together a little bit. Alright. So I got the air intake, elbow, Cobra head deal. And it just barely fits in back there on that turbo. But it does fit. I'll get my phone, get some more light so you can see. My flashlight. But yeah. I don't know if you can see the boot right there. Kind of poking out. And just put that other tight radius steel elbow on it. And then here's the stock tube. That'll go to that massive filter right there. And the inner fender went right back on, no problem on this side. I got the gas pedal mounted too. Let's see. So there's that. Yeah. Yep. Boom, boom, boom. And then the top mounts, that's that bracket I made for it right there. This steel piece. And that bolts into support. And then down here, you can see the little bracket I made. Maybe you can see that. So, gas pedals in, and the cable for that. Cable comes out right there, goes down underneath the engine, like right under the bell housing. Kind of fits into a groove in the cross member, and then it comes up right there into the cab. So I definitely can't run the exhaust on the inside of the frame rail. Oh, and so then the exhaust, I got that hooked up, and I moved this rag. So the stock down pipe is this. And originally it just paralleled with the engine straight back. So all I had to do was cut the flange at the top, grind the weld off, pop the tube out, twist it so it goes out like this, and then welded it back up. And then I cut it right here and twisted it back and then welded it back up. So now that's down where I want it. I just got to stick the exhaust brake right there. And I bought some 3-inch tubing to weld on the end of this fitting right here. So here's the exhaust brake. It'll get mounted like this underneath the truck, either like that or like this. And then, yeah. So this end is going to the down pipe, and then this end will go right here. Then I'll weld my 3-inch tubing onto the end of that. It'll kind of go around it because the stock pipe is only like 2.5 or 2 3/4 or something. Yeah, so that'll go out, and it'll just go straight back, and it'll kick out right before the rear tire. Just do a 90-degree. Yep, so there's that. The pipe will be coming in on Tuesday. I got the fan shroud mounted right here. It lines up pretty good. I didn't look at it close enough when I was measuring it, so I just got lucky that it lines up fairly well. It's a little bit lower on the radiator, so I just have to get a duct to join the two somehow. And then I got a power steering pump rebuild kit, just a few seals, O-rings, so I'd put those on. And here's the hose that I went and grabbed back from the truck at the guy's property. And that'll go over to the hydro boost. I'll mount the reservoir somewhere on this fender. I'll mount these solenoids on the fender, inner fender. And then I just gotta put some clamps to hold like the throttle cable and stuff. Gotta make a really nice heat shield for the turbo there, so that intake doesn't get too hot in the brakes. And then the drive shaft.